So right now, we are in the Utah Beach sector of Normandy. And in one of the episodes of History Traveler, we had the opportunity to explore this place right here. This is Crisbecq Battery, which is a place that I didn't even know about until Eric Dorr told me about it. Well, today, in addition to the History Traveler episode where we kind of explained everything that went on here and kind of broke down what each of the bunkers played a role in, today we're coming back here to show some pretty cool artifacts and photos that came right from this place.
So I brought out some photographs of Crisbecq Battery. This was taken shortly after D-Day, after it was destroyed, and there are two grand casemates here, this being one of them. This is not this one. Actually, this one is the second grand casemate, which is currently inaccessible. So we're going to use this as an illustration. You can see the gun there and the opening and some unusual camouflaging here, and here's another one. Now these are actual snapshots. The top ones are snapshots taken by a GI that was here, and again, this is the second casemate. Now the fate of this casemate is kind of unusual. You can see it's completely blown up. There was ammunition stored here, and there was actually an accident after it was taken. This caving in that you see here was not from combat. It was actually from an accident. Some American soldiers were smoking and it blew up some of the ammunition stores behind it. It resulted in the death of, I believe it was 12 American soldiers. So I pointed out this unusual camouflage pattern in the cement of this casemate, and the way they would make it is they would roll up newspapers or paper or bags and cloth bags, and they would stick it in there when it was still wet. This was pointed out to me a long time ago by another historian, that they would, roll up the newspapers and different paper to make this interesting camouflage, and it breaks up the pattern of the bunker from reconnaissance aircraft or ships off in Utah Beach, looking to find this stuff. And sometimes they would even use real roofing material on some of the smaller ones and other camouflage methods just to make this blend in for flyovers, and camouflage was essential to concealing the Atlantic wall.
Now, anytime that I have looked at pictures of some of these bunkers, I always assumed that these markings were painted on. I didn't know that they were actually grooves that were made in the casemates. And if you look up, it looks like somebody was trying to make a swastika in this 210 millimeter casemate. All right, well, you all know that I really like artifacts. Heck, we created an entire series just dedicated to artifacts. And Eric has brought something along here to Crisbecq that might be one of my favorites.
Several years ago, I was in Normandy filming a television show for Travel TV, Travel Channel, and I went into a place, private collection, and a guy showed me a bunch of artifacts that he had obtained over the years, and one of them was this jacket, and he told me that he got this jacket from Crisbecq Battery, and I was like, how do you get a jacket out of Crisbecq Battery? And he said, well, I excavated that battery, and he was restoring it and found this German infantry uniform in the air duct of this bunker we're standing next to. And a few years later, he donated it to the Gettysburg Museum of History because I was so intrigued by it, you know, and I've said this before, that this is the Civil War equivalent of finding a Confederate uniform in the Kadoorie farm. I was really pretty blown away by this, and today I brought it back to Normandy to bring it to where it came from, and I'm going to show you the inside of the bunker where this was found many years ago. So we have some background audio playing, some period music, some German music. But today the uniform is back in the room where it came from, and it came from the air duct, and right here is one of the air ducts, and it was most likely stuffed in there. I'm not sure exactly which one it came out of, but I'm sure it was that one or possibly the one behind me, but more likely that one, since that still has a pipe attached to it. But these guys excavated this bunker, and there was decades of trash in here. After World War II, there was all kinds of debris laying around, and they just filled in these bunkers with all kinds of trash. And after World War II, the French people threw other debris in here. So the people who actually excavated and restored these bunkers had to go through decades of trash to get down to the level of World War II stuff. But it's pretty amazing that this uniform was still intact. I mean, it's a little tattered, or it's a lot tattered actually. And another thing, it is an infantry uniform, and the Crisbecq Battery was a Kriegsmarine battery, but there were infantry around here training with them, and there was some infantry attached in this area. So it makes sense that this was here, but amazing to think that this uniform was here during the D-Day invasion on June 6, 1944.